not necessarily be a mom or a dad. In this case, we have a survivor, and we're going to hear a grandfather's point of view on behalf of the victim of shaken baby syndrome. All the way from Virginia, the grandfather of Jared Patton. Let's welcome Steve Stowe.
Hello, everybody. Oh. I have to get Dominic to show me how to work this thing. Rachel, thank you wherever you are out there. I'm honored, to say the least, to be here. I'm sorry that my wife can't be here because we always work together, but she is in Virginia today accepting an achievement award for child abuse in Virginia. She got to do the thing at home, but she would rather be here, believe me. I always knew my wife was a strong person, but when our grandson was hurt and he came home, what I watched her do over 3 years was unbelievable. She's on her feet 20 hours a day with a smile on her face and positive energy. Anybody who came into our house with negative energy, she ran them out. Shaken baby syndrome in Virginia started because she ran me out of the room. She said, take that energy and do something else with it, so that's what I did. And Janet Gord over here is the first person that I found online who led the way. And she is one of my heroes. I thought I'd make it kind of simple. I'm in the process of writing a book, and the introduction to it just kind of gives a brief summary of what's going on, so I thought I'd just read that to make it easy. When you hit 50, you will go blind. The name of the book is Jared's Journey. Our grandson, Jared Nicholas Patton, severely abused at the tender age of 6 weeks, endured his expedition to Earth to teach my wife, Kathy, myself, and many others just how to dance with God. His mother, Nicole, who, by the way, is my wife's daughter, drove Jared to our home, which would be his first visit anywhere outside of a hospital as a newborn baby boy. Who would have thought that the very couch and living room where the three of us shared the comforting aroma of our home would be the very place that his little heart would simply stop beating nearly 3 years later. Jared suffered shaken baby syndrome at the hands of his biological father at the defenseless age of 6 weeks. Who would ever imagine that a man so unscarred by education would be touched by something so powerful that he himself would attempt to write a book? You see, I'm Jared's grandpa, Steve, and the magical story of Jared's life here on earth must be shared with anyone who has ever doubted the presence of a God or the numerous layers of strength that the human body can and will endure. This story is as true to my memory as possible, so take a long and gentle deep breath and open your heart. Try to let yourself be vulnerable enough to take a path which you have never taken before. Chances are that you will end up in a place in which you have never been. I wish for the reader the same gift as I wish for Kathy and me, and that is that you will have a chance to meet Jared on the other side. And that's the introduction. And we have done, I guess I was talking to Rachel earlier about being as positive as possible, and it's been shared. I take my hat off to everybody who's taking care of a child that's been shaken. But everybody can do something. Anybody can help. I was put in places where I never should have even been, doing a job as a contractor for a man who was a delegate way out of my district who saw my bumper sticker. And from there, long story short, we've had 2 bills passed in Virginia that kind of copycat Janet's and Jared's Law. At the end of this year, when you have a baby in a birthing hospital in Virginia, you'll watch a video, you'll sign a promissory note, you'll take a plan of action home before you take your child home.
Yay! Woo-hoo! Awesome.
We've worked hard to make it happen. But it's, I can't stand up here and I would never have done anything differently. I cannot imagine my life without that child being in it for 3 years. He had a journey. He knew it. Whatever kind of God there is, I know people have different ones, and that's okay, but he also knew it. And if you could have been there the day that Jared passed, it was, I've heard people talk about beautiful deaths and beautiful passings. And I just kind of shake my head, but he wound up in the emergency room after a couple weeks of being really weak. My wife told me, Steve, Jared can't lift his arms. He's letting me know that it's time for him to let go. And I was like, no, I can't do this again because it's been done a dozen times or so. Because he tricked every neurologist and specialist from MCV in Richmond all the way to CHKD in Norfolk because they had him not making it through the night when he showed up, not making it through the week, not ever going home. Everything that he did, they had him not doing. So when we did his nighttime prayers, I'd say, buddy, if you're tired of fighting and you want to let go, it's okay to let go. I'll take care of your Nina, which was his hero, and your Nina will take care of Grandpa Steve. And a week later, he was sitting on the couch watching the Christmas tree, which Kathy put up early with her wisdom. And he did a little hiccup, and she took him to the back, hooked him up to the monitor, and he was flatlined. No trauma, no needles, no sirens, none of the stuff. We prayed that an emergency situation wouldn't happen when that time came. And just another miracle, and to be in the room with him in the hospital when he passed, because they didn't hit him and try to start his heart back up and everything. The doctor asked Kathy what she wanted him to do, and she said, let him go. So we held him and kissed him, and she took his trach out because she promised him she would. And you could feel the spirit leave the room. It was amazing. It really was. And I promised Jared every night that as long as Grandpa Steve is alive, I will fight to make sure that this battle will not go in vain. And as long as I can walk, I will be doing that. And again, I'm just honored, to say the least. And some of the people that are here that have worked so hard, to make this happen. Rachel, again, thank you very much. I appreciate it.